So we're going to talk about you guys might have heard about the story about Frank, Charlie Javis. She was the founder of it, and JP Morgan Chase is suing her. We're going to get into it, explain why it's happening. But I do like the story because it's fun. You can root for either outcome, right?
Yes.
You've got Charlie Javis, Wharton School of Business at UPenn graduate. They all deserve to be in jail anyway, so I don't care. Send her to jail, whatever. Yeah. JP Morgan Chase, I don't care if the whole thing burns down, all right? So
and that's coming from the owner of a Sapphire card.
Yeah. So they
Deem those points before they burn down.
No, they'll still take those.
Yeah. So for the audio listeners, she's a very cute woman. Her name is Charlie, right? Javis? What?
I don't know what her appearance has to do with anything.
It doesn't. I'm just saying that I would ask her on a date. So Charlie, if you're
Ben,
listening,
are you good?
I'll help give you some legal advice.
Explain what happened.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Charlie Javis had the brilliant idea. She was going to help people fill out the confusing form FAFSA, which stands for the Free Application for Federal Student
So
Aid.
Frank is the company.
Frank is the company. She was going to help people doing that. And it's important to note, she's been under fire before. I believe in 2016, 2017, she settled with the Department of Education because they were like, yo, you are confusing people.
Yeah.
They think you are affiliated with the federal government.
And
they settled. She changed the name and everything. She changed some of the branding so it didn't look like she was part of the federal government.
Oh, the first iteration made it look like, hey, we're an official.
Yeah, and I believe it was called frankfafsa.com.
Ooh.
So she's got this brilliant idea. She's going to help people. Most of it was going through the process of doing the application, and then they offered extra services. You know, I think starting at $500, they could help you negotiate for more money, that kind of stuff.
Seems like a good deal.
I don't know if it is a good deal. $500 is a lot of money.
Especially
Again,
if you're applying for student loan help.
Right.
Yeah.
$500 is a lot of money if you're a struggling family. Also, you have to remember, it is confusing, but it's a free application to fill out.
Right.
As Frank is growing, she wants to get acquired. She starts talking to JP Morgan Chase.
She talks to JP Morgan himself.
She does a seance.
His ghost.
Ooh.
Impressive numbers, young lady.
And
you should smile more.
And in all of the presentations, everything she's talking about, she keeps talking about her huge customer base.
4 million to be exact.
4.265 million.
4.265 million to be exact.
Customers.
Yeah.
Or college students. So she's claiming to have a pretty sizable percentage of the college students.
20%.
On her Frank.
Is that 20%? Yeah, it is.
Right, so that's a lot. And at that point, JP Morgan's going, God damn,
that's a lot of data that we can mine.
4.2 million.
Hot diggity. We could sell some Chase Sapphire preferred cards to these dipshits. I mean, college students.
Well, and that's what's important to remember too, right? Because JP Morgan wasn't like, wow, what a good fucking business you came up with here, helping people with free applications online.
Yeah.
What they wanted was these
data.
4 million accounts to do what?
4.26 million.
Do what you just said.
Yeah.
Sell them shit. I mean, and the reason I know this is because it's in the complaint. We were reading through the complaint, and it says JP Morgan Chase decided to enter into the merger agreement because it believed that over the 10-year period following the closing, JPMC would be able to generate hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue by selling checking accounts, savings accounts, and credit cards to Frank's existing and future customer base. A core component of that analysis, however, was the purported fact that Frank had 4.265 million existing customers at the time of acquisition.
And the funny thing is how they found out. When they were doing the transition, they asked for all this data. And then
Charlie first said, no, I can't give you that because of privacy.
Yes.
Privacy laws.
So then...
And they said, we're going to have to see that.
We're going to have to see that. So they did a test run, and they sent out some test email blasts, marketing blasts to a small number of the purported college students that were these real college students. And I think a percentage of a percentage came back, like the 1% of the emails or something actually went through.
Yeah, but you're jumping ahead a little bit here.
What?
Because when they realized that JP Morgan was serious about having all of the data.
Oh, yeah, they had to fudge it. So they hired.
Well, first she went to her head engineer and she said, hey, can you create 4 million accounts? And he was like, that sounds pretty illegal. And she's like, no, I would never ask you to do that. And he was like, no, I'm not doing that. And so she found some data science professor in the New York City area
and paid him $15,000.
Paid him a bunch of money to create 4 million accounts.
I wonder if she lied to him about what he was.
No, there's emails. If you go through the complaint, there's emails. They're very upfront.
Where she says, hey, I need to scam JP Morgan Chase.
Truly, she's outright saying, like, she's calling it, we're trying to do synthetic data creation.
Charlie, I love you. Oh, man. Lie to me.
I tried to add her on Instagram.
Oh, is she private?
She went private.
Oh, man. I should try to add her, too.
Not
DM her and say, just say whatever you want.
I want it to be like, come on the show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. Incriminate yourself.
Right. So then when she handed him over.
So she got the data. She paid this data scientist. She got the data, handed it over, and then they did a test run. And it came back, the results were dismal.
Right.
It was like a joke. It was laughingly bad.
Like, great. Let's send out these promo emails. Let's get some credit cards to these dumb kids.
Yeah. And I think the target, whatever the fucking marketing term is, the
open rate?
Sure, was like 1%.
Well, there's a huge bounce back rate because they were obviously,
fake.
a ton of them were fake. And then the open rate was abysmal.
Still scares me that they can see that kind of shit. Like somebody sends you an email and they can tell, well, did you open it?
That is weird.
Like, they shouldn't be able to do that, man.